We grow communities on social, and in the words of Montel Jordan, this is how we do it.
Wow.
Went for it, didn't I?
That was a lot bigger than you did in rehearsal.
Well,
wow.
you know, sometimes you've got to go big, haven't you?
Hello everyone, today we're going to be showing you a webinar that me and Lee done earlier this year with the Marketing Meetup. It's all about how we've grown our community, particularly focusing on Facebook groups on this one. But before I tell you a few of the things that we're going to be talking about, please do subscribe. It means a lot to us. It feeds our ego, and for every subscriber, apparently someone doesn't die somewhere in the world, so please subscribe, save a life. We're going to be covering how to use your audience to create content for you, how to repurpose content to grow your social following. What's this? What is this? How long your content should be. We'll be diving into these Facebook and Instagram algorithm insights, and finally, how we became the most watched Facebook group in the world. Check it out.
What we actually want to do is just try and give you some stuff to take away. And we started us on the tools. Along the way, we've sort of grown other communities, but another sort of flagship would be the On a Budget community. It sort of started as DIY on a budget, and we've now grown that into different verticals. And then because of having those communities, we formed Electric House as the sort of group above our communities.
Our groups are community first, which means that they basically give us all the ideas for the content that we create and then push back to them. Because within groups, you just see conversations that are happening. It's like that voyeurism where they're having natural conversations because there is no brand attached. And you get to look at those conversations. And sometimes in our On a Budget group, we can actually predict what the next big trend is. This was posted towards the end of March by one of our members in On a Budget. And what Gemma had done is she'd upcycled a door with some sticky back plastic, and so she's put this in the group with a few photos and a video that she'd filmed herself of a time lapse. And we've seen how much engagement it got within the group. It had over 3,000 comments, so we was like, okay, this is like really engaging content. We need to do something with this. So we got in touch with Gemma and we asked her if we could license the content, which then led us to create more of an editorial piece around what she'd done. We then posted that 3 days later on our Facebook page, and we got a ridiculous amount of views. We just got 10 million views on this video alone, and that is completely organic. There's no like cross-posting shares between channels, there's no paid, it is just purely organic. 26,000 shares, over 5,000 comments. And we do that every day, so we see content within the group, we look at what's worked, and we use that to help us form a strategy. Create a shit load of content everywhere, and this is something we have been passionate about, and it's one of the reasons to our success. Is like we've always said to everyone, like, just keep creating content. I think we've been guilty in the past where we wanted things to be perfect, and almost you start coming up with these excuses, don't you, where you sort of kind of go, no, we can't do that yet because we haven't got that camera, or we can't do that yet because we haven't got that tech. Bullshit. You can go live on a phone. Just get your phone out and go live with it. I don't care. We'll work towards the perfection. Let's just get something now and get some data back. We don't just create content for one channel and then think, oh, okay, where else can we push that? We create content for multi-channels, but with the mindset that we're creating content for multi-channels. So what we might do is go out and film a piece of content for YouTube. And in our mind, we might think, okay, what do we want from this for YouTube? What works well for us is, a 10-minute piece of content. Off that 10-minute piece of content, it would be a really good idea to actually think about, okay, well, while we're out, is there a different way we need to film this for Instagram and Facebook? Is there another way we need to do that to include stories? And that is essentially what we do. So it might take us longer. It might take us longer to write the script, it might take us longer when we're out filming, but I want to make sure that it's fit for every channel. And I think a mistake that we've made in the past, and a lot of people still make, is they'll just film something for a certain platform and then now push it out thinking it's fine, it'll just fit.
No matter what you are creating, even if you're only creating 1 or 2 bits a week, or 1 a month, look at that one and go, don't just post it once. Like if it's 2 minutes long, then you can definitely get some stories out of it. You've got some more value out of that, and then that will change the mindset in terms of how you create and approach content.
A lot of our content that we push out is 3 minutes plus on our Facebook page, and Instagram on our feed. It's around about anywhere between 45 seconds plus, isn't it? But what actually gets the followers is the sort of like the 90-second mark, and that's what we found, that's what Facebook have told us as well. That is what gets everything else turning. And that's what gets more views on the rest of your content as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's the way that the algorithm is working currently with Facebook and Instagram is that between 60 seconds and 120 seconds, between that 1 and 2 minute mark, what the content gets served a lot more at that length in suggested videos in the feed. So because the data that Facebook has as a business is that actually people who engage in those like served platforms, the sweet spot is between the 1 and 2 minute, because people engage with it, and once they watch that, they then get served more videos, and Facebook's data shows that people who come to the platform and get engaged with those videos first tend to stay longer. So Facebook pushes these types of these length of videos. It's also pushing longer form because it knows it can put ads in there at the moment. Yeah, 3 minutes plus, you can drive ads with in-stream ads. But you know, the platforms are very clever. Probably the Blue product, particularly with Facebook, is one of the most intelligent systems ever built, and actually knows what we want to watch before we want to watch it. So something that less so with On The Tools. I think with On The Tools we create more 3 minute content because it's a way more established community that we can monetize through views and create an original content team, and you know, we've built a team now off the back of being able to monetize the community, and we can now go out and create more original documentaries and cover stuff that is way more impactful, which we love, and we want to continue to do that. Whereas with On A Budget, I think definitely the strategy is that we're creating much shorter content, the 1 and 2 minute mark, because we want the growth in the community. We want more people to see our content and follow our page. When you follow a page on Facebook and Instagram, you will have, I'm sure lots of you will know this, and if not, you will have seen it. For that first week, you get served a lot of that content, because Facebook as a platform and Instagram, they're just going, do you really like it? Do you actually want to see it? Are you going to engage with it? Because if you're not, we're probably not going to show it you again. We'll give you a bit of time. We'll show it you a few times, but if you keep ignoring it, we're going to assume that actually the other 1,000 things that you follow, we're going to show you a bit more of that. So it's a really key part of still having lots of different content, but a really good strategy to grow organically. It's really good. For 6 years, we have posted multiple pieces of content on the On The Tools channels. 6 years. There isn't a day that's gone by that we've missed it. If that was to happen now, we said this earlier on, ad was like an alarm would go off in the office. Like it would be it'd be like a tornado going off in the office. It just doesn't happen. It's unthinkable. Now that's us as a publisher, and I get that. And as a brand, you might not want to post that much, but whatever you are going to post, you've got to like stick with it. And I think if you are going to try and grow a community, the consistency of community is that they want to engage every day. If you want an engaged community, then you've got to do the same. You've got to commit to it. You know, you've got to lean into that and go, well, I've got to work with these guys. I've got to provide value, and they're going to give it me back. It's not a one-way thing. So that's probably the most powerful thing we've had is just, and we've not really realised how long we've been doing it, I guess. You say 6 years, I can't believe we've been doing it 6 years, but there just hasn't been a day that we haven't posted. It does lead to something, you know, last year On The Tools was the leader of the pack in the entertainment sector for branded content, you know, and look at these other brands, which, you know, by the way, we look up to and love. They're a lot bigger than us, a lot bigger, like 10 times bigger, some of them. Yet they're not getting as many branded views because they didn't lean into their niche. Because actually, the broader you go and in the content, you get lots of people who like lots of bits of your content, whereas we get lots of people who like most of our content. And that's been really powerful, and that's meant that 2019 On The Tools content was watched more consistently by UK males than any other publisher, and that's in the world. That power of like leaning into your niche and staying consistent and talking and listening to your community, listening to them and going, actually they want this, or that is so powerful. It's so powerful. It can lead to having one of the most engaged communities in the world, and we are like two dumb kids from Tamworth, in the UK. So like we ain't had a head start on it. We've not done anything special. We've like worked our asses off, and and listened and spoken to a community and sort of stayed true to it. So I think as a brand, when you're trying to build community, that's got to be the focus. Don't sway. Don't go, oh, we could sell them this product now. Like, let's smash them in the face with it. Like, stay true to what the community is about, because that in the long term will reap the benefits. You totally will.